Hello all my ducks and silly gooses. This is Pashio Oscar Mike with the game Streets of Rouge, released by Tiny Build. This game's pretty fun. I personally enjoy playing the kind of peaceful classes, but I've unlocked quite a few and I highly recommend you trying these out. Today we're going to go ahead and make it through the slums on the Doctor class. When playing Streets of Rouge, I always recommend if you have friends online that have the game, that you go ahead and grab them and have them play with you. It is a lot of fun on multiplayer, but today we're just going to do a single player run through of the slums area. So to start off, as previously stated, we're going to run through with a peaceful class, which is the Doctor. Stats aren't terribly great with the Doctor, but you can buff those through a level up. As you can see, the special ability is the chloroform hanky. What that's going to allow you to do is with a human enemy, you can walk up behind them and just knock them out peacefully. Their big quest is to not kill X amount of people per level. Pretty easy to do with the Doctor, considering that you are set to pacifist. Also, if you do get some followers, which it's always nice to get while playing as the Doctor, your followers get health each floor that you go through. It's pretty useful. You also start with the tranquilizer gun, which is super helpful for situations where you have multiple enemies and you can't get behind them to knock them out with the hanky. So let's go ahead and accept this and get on into the game. So we're loaded here in floor 1-1. As you can see, our first mission is going to be to destroy a generator in the first building. And then we've got to break into a safe and retrieve some files for an ammo processor. So let's get underway. First thing we're going to do is find the building we need to break into. It looks like it's going to be this guy right here. As we can see, there's only one enemy that is going to be in between us and the safe, but we want to get to that generator. So what we're going to do is hop on over here and see if we can get somebody to come to the door for us. If we can, we might be able to just knock them out when they walk back. And we were successful at that. If you just spam right click once they come to the door, that generally works. The next thing we're going to want to do here, because this next guy's going to have a gun. Apparently we stepped onto a trap, so be careful of that, of course. But we can go ahead and knock out this flamethrower, and when we do, it might draw them down. So we're going to run away. Pull out the tranq gun, and if somebody does follow us outside, we can always knock them out. Like so. And we're just going to try and run away from this gentleman, and once he passes out, we'll have one less enemy inside to worry about. And that's perfect. So we went ahead and got the keys and the safe combo for the hideout, so we should be good to go with that. We just need to sneak up on the last individual there in order to break in. So we're going to wait until they go back up next time. We will follow them up and we will knock them out with the chloroform hanky. And now that we've knocked them out, we should be good to go. We're just going to open this guy up while we're here. Gets us a little bit of XP for finding cool stuff, and a little bit of money never hurts. So we're just going to wait for the camera to swing to the right side. Once it does, we're going to run over and break the camera. We're only going to do this because there are no enemies left. Otherwise, of course, going through that line there would have alerted the enemies to our presence. I also don't have a wrench on me to do anything to the generator, so we're just going to have to punch it to break it. 3 punches should set it off, and then we'll be good to go. As you can see, we got our window cutter, which is the first reward. We're not going to bother with the computer for this building because we've already done everything we need to there. Not terrible for the first mission. We made it out with 85 health, and we're going to go on to the next building. Okay, so the next building is a little bit bigger and a little bit more secure, it looks like, so we're going to have to go through the front door. Hopefully we'll be able to just knock out the gentleman at the front desk and get in and get out. So we're just going to leave so that the drone doesn't see us, then we're going to go back in, we're going to knock him out too. We don't need that translator, but of course, if we were playing something like a gorilla or a custom class where we had taken vocally challenged, then we'd want to have that for later on. Plus, they're worth a decent amount, so you can always sell them. I love that goon's hair. I screwed that up a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and tranquilize this goon and just kind of run away from them and hope to not get hit. They hurt pretty badly. So we're going to leave that goon there, and we're going to head back inside. I believe, if I remember correctly, our objective is to get into the safe. So we're going to head on back here and see if we can get in. Now we're doing this just to try and get out of here without getting caught. First goon has been tranquilized. Once again, I do love the hairstyles, and that guy's facial hair is amazing. Digging the purple beard. Just gonna go for a little merry-go-round session here. And with everybody knocked out in the building, we should be good to go. Now, as previously stated, I am not perfect at any game that I play, and I do not claim to be, but I do have quite a few hours in this game, and I find it to be a lot of fun. If you have not picked it up yet, I highly recommend. Tiny Build is, from what I've seen of their games, a pretty fantastic company. And that should be it for this level. We're going to head on to the next one. Welcome to Slums Level 2. We went ahead and took the Loneliness Killer perk, which gave us a follower. We have a doctor to follow us around. And it looks like we do have a mission available to us right off the bat from the shopkeeper. Looks like he'd like us to neutralize a bartender in order to get some chicken nuggets. We're going to go ahead and accept that. And we're going to head into here and get an item off of this drug dealer. Now, there are a couple different ways to go about doing these missions as the doctor. If it's just something so simple as retrieving an item, the easiest way is just to, of course, knock the person out and get the item. You can, of course, if you have money, pay them off, or you can probably do a couple different things with some of the special characters. If you know of anything special, just go ahead and put it down in the comments. But like I said, for this doctor mission, I always find it easier on characters that don't have a gas mask to just go up behind them and just knock them right out. Next mission is going to be to neutralize a gentleman, and that'll just be to get some gold. And then neutralize some other folks up top, and that'll be to get some antidote, which I've not seen really be that useful in this game, but we could always sell it off and make some gold out of it. So let's turn in the mission down here. That'll get us the chicken nuggets, which are good to pay for upgrades and a couple other things. Very, very nice to have a large stock of those in the game. Plus we leveled up again, which is going to give us another bonus on our way out of this level. Now, each of these levels is custom generated. When you play, they're kind of, I believe, procedurally generated, so I do recommend playing through it multiple times, especially with the different characters. You can find different play styles with each character. Their special items make it so that you get some pretty unique plays, depending on what the game throws at you for available targets. One of the other things that does come up quite a bit in this game that I found is with your custom characters. You can play with those a lot and have a lot of fun with them. So we're just going to hide here until that gentleman comes back this way, and then we're going to try and get on behind him and knock him out. If not, we can always use the tranquilizer gun. So once this is done, it's going to knock him right out. We'll take the safe combo, break onto the safe, and get on out of here. Our last mission here seems to be to knock out a couple guys in this building. One of them has red eyes, which in this game, if you're not familiar, means that they are in fact a shapeshifter. Now, a shapeshifter means that once you knock out the individual, a smaller individual is going to pop out of the person, and then you're going to have to deal with that. I don't honestly know if that individual that we knock out is the target, or if the shapeshifter is, so we'll find out in a minute. We're just gonna pop on out of here, let him come on out, and then we will hopefully not have our doctor friend here neutralize him. That would kind of be against their Hippocratic oath. Come on, little doctor friend. We're just gonna run away from him. We don't want our doctor friend getting hurt, so we're just going to sit back here and just wait for him to come back out. Hopefully we can knock him right on out, and then we'll hit the shapeshifter if we have to with a trank. And as you can see, we were able to knock him out, and actually that gave us the antidotes. The shapeshifter also I went ahead and hit with the tranquilizer. Anytime that you see a shapeshifter, I highly recommend that you go after them. They drop a decent quantity of gold, which is useful in this game. And with that, we are a little bit low on ammo, but we are at full health, and we are heading into the last level of the slums. Now, on the third level in this game, for each kind of stage that you go through for the floors, you want to just kind of save up your healing items and just be prepared. Each level that you go through on the last floor level, it's going to be a special event. Sometimes they drop bombs into the vicinity and you're going to need to hide for a period of time. Other times it could be that there is a war going on, you need to not get caught in the middle of it. Other times it could be a zombie infestation. So what we're going to do is, oh, this is pretty cool. So one of the things you can pick up is Friends of the Common Folk, which is going to be, you kind of get just everybody to be your friend who's not an upper cruster. That's pretty useful, but in this particular setup, we're going to go ahead and grab the Subduing Spree. That is a special item just for your chloroform ability that's going to be able to be applied to both doctors and any custom characters that have the chloroform. It just makes so that you don't have a cooldown after using it, which is pretty nice when using a doctor. Okay, everyone, as you can see, we still have our first doctor friend, and we get a second one. It looks like for this particular round, we got a status effects round, which is actually pretty fun. So while those are going on, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the quests for this floor. It looks like the first one on the way is going to be to neutralize a gent to get a slave helmet remover, and the next one's going to be to operate a couple switches and get some gold. Now, the status effect floors for the third level is just kind of gives you random effects on everybody within the floor. So you might get some people knocked out. You might get some people turn giant, like that. And when you're giant, of course, you can walk through buildings, and that upsets people generally. There goes our poor doctor friend. We're just going to go ahead and kind of run around here. Thankfully, I got to regenerate health. That helps. Then we're going to figure out... looks like that's our guy to neutralize, so we're going to go ahead and run away here, because apparently they saw that I tried to get them. This is unfortunate. So we're going to go ahead and run away. We'll hit him with the Trank, and that will neutralize him. We've just got to outrun him for long enough to let him get neutralized. It looks like we lost our followers, unfortunately. We also picked up the Electro Touch ability, which makes it so that anything that we touch with a punch is going to be electrocuted, which is pretty helpful. We also get Invincible. That's actually pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and break in this building here, hit the switches, and get out of this floor as quick as possible. Now we are dizzy, so we're going to hopefully not get killed by the gentleman who is currently invisible. Messed up hitting that a couple times. Looks like the last one's going to be over here. Oh, that dizzy came in a really bad time. Come on, switch, 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 switch. We're not going to make it in time. Not a big deal. When you miss your mission, it'll just tell you, you failed, you don't get the XP for that, and then you can move on. Because we don't have any other missions on this floor, we'll go ahead and head to the exit. Hopefully there'll be no aggressive units on the way over there, but we'll find out. We caused quite a bit of chaos on the way up. It looks like that should be it. We are going to exit the level, and good to go. That is the slums floor of Streets of Rouge. Hopefully you enjoyed your time. I am Pashio Oscar Mike, and this has been a Pashio Bros production. Have yourselves a great day.